Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to update all of your WordPress websites for free using two plugins for Mainwp. I'm going to cover how to install the Mainwp dashboard and the child plugins so you can easily update all of your WordPress websites. We're going to learn how to use the one-click updater, which saves you tons of time, and also how to update sites individually. There's timestamps in the description below if you need to go to a specific section, and hosting providers that I recommend that you use. Updating lots of WordPress websites manually can be very time consuming. With Mainwp, you can do it in a couple of seconds just by clicking one button. Mainwp recommend running their dashboard software on a separate domain. So what I wouldn't do is install the dashboard on jtechwp.com. I bought a separate domain, jtechwpmwp.com, and put the installer on that one. Then that way, it's not taking away bandwidth processing power from your main site. The way it works, Mainwp dashboard is the updater for all the sites, and Mainwp child connects the sites to the updater. If you have any issues with your server settings, please contact your hosting provider, and I've left a link in the description below where you can find help on how to adjust the settings. Right now I'm on the main JTechWP site. This is going to be our child site that I want the updater to update. First of all, we go to plugins, add new, and we want to search for Mainwp child, press install now, activate. Alright, so the first thing we're going to get is a warning to tell us that the plugin is activated but it's not connected. To get to Mainwp child settings, you either click here. The other way to get to it, which is probably the better way, is go to settings, Mainwp child, and it brings up a couple of options. So we've got settings, restore, server information, so that's going to tell you all about your server. Then we've got connection details, so we can see here's our web address, username, and all the other info about the site. To download Mainwp, this is the bit that actually does all the updates. You can either get it from the website at mainwp.com, so you can either click here and download it this way. I'm going to go into my settings and go plugins, add new, then do a search for Mainwp, and it's the one that says Mainwp dashboard. That's the one we want because this is the one that does all the updating of all of our sites. Activate it. And then we're greeted with the quick setup wizard. So basically we can go into let's go. It's just checking our system requirements. Everything's gone green. Press continue. Then it's going to ask us to connect our first site. So what I'm going to do is down here is select to confirm. And then all I've got to do in here is put in the details. So I go back to our child site. So I just copy the URL, Command C or Control C. Paste that in here. Get rid of the HTTPS on there. Make sure it's spelt correctly. And what is your domain admin? I go back to our site, copy this, paste it in, and you can set the site title if you want. I'm just going to leave it as the domain name. Advanced options, we don't need to mess with those. Press connect site. And there we go, we've connected that site to it. Continue. Enable site health monitoring. Yes, we want to do that. We can set the site health monitoring interval. You can either click on here or we can set it up later. I'm going to set it up a bit later. Press continue. And you see now it's installed and we can start managing our WordPress sites. Alright, so we're greeted with this message. You've not set your Mainwp child plugins for auto updates. It's highly recommended. Turn on. I'm going to click that. We're now in the Mainwp dashboard. We can see there's our first site that we connected. So we've got none that are disconnected. That'll show you if any connection failures are there. And we can see all the different posts on the site and all the pages on the site we just connected. If you want to hide recent posts and recent pages, we just go up to the settings cog here, screen options, and then we can turn off recent pages, recent posts, and you can configure this however you want. And that's now cleaned up our widgets panel, so it's a lot more simple and easier to look at. Right, so I'm going to add another site. So this is our child site. So I just log into my admin, log in. And it's the same as before. We go to plugins, add new, search for Mainwp child, and make sure you click on the child one, install now, activate it. Then we want to go to settings, Mainwp child, and then we want to get the connection details. So we've got the settings that we need. Then we're going to dive back to our Mainwp dashboard. I can go add new, website. Again, it's going to ask us to put the URL in. I copy this URL, go back to the site, paste that in, remove the HTTPS, test the connection. Okay, our connection's successful. Press close. Then we want to press select to confirm that Mainwp is active. And then we're going to put in our username for that site. Copy that. Paste the admin username in there. Press add site. All right, so that's our second site connected. So you just repeat that process for each site. Now, if I go to manage sites, we should see we've got 2 on there. And now this one is showing us there's updates available. So we could click on that. And then we can just press update now. If this appears, we can go into the settings and we can disable this message. So what we do is scroll down and we are looking for update confirmations, enable, and just disable. Save your settings, then that message shouldn't pop up again. Go to updates. Then I can just tick, basically say update all of those, update all plugins. Now the update is running from Mainwp dashboard. This may take it a little bit of time because it's got to connect and it's got to update all the software and report back. Okay, so that's done. I've gone back to our child site. If I go to plugins, they should all be up to date now. There we go. We can see it's updated that site for us. It also works the same way with themes. I click on themes in the dashboard. Can press update all. And again, it's updating our child theme. You can close that. And also there's some translations that need updating. Click on that. Select all. Update all translations. I've gone ahead and added 115 sites to this. So it's now showing me that there's 267 updates. And luckily there's this nice big button where we can press update everything and that's going to update the whole lot for us. And the red ones are just because I'm running plugins that aren't on the WordPress repository or they don't have automatic updates. So I have to download those ones manually and update them. That's why you're seeing those. Okay, so now it's finished. It's shown us we're now down to 71 updates. So we'll have a look at see details and have a look what hasn't updated. So we can see this one, I need to manually download that from WooCommerce and install it myself because it's not in the WordPress repository. To make automating it a bit easier, we're going to enable trusted plugins. So I go to plugins, advanced auto updates. Next, what we want to do in the search options is select not trusted. Then we press show plugins and give it a few moments. And we now have a list of different plugins. So it's up to you to choose which ones you want to allow auto updates on. For example, we're going to look for Elementor because I use this all the time for my page building. So I could tick Elementor, Elementor add-ons, Elementor Pro, and any others that you want. You could select all of them. And then all you do is go bulk actions, trust, apply. What that's going to do now is it'll automatically update any sites with Elementor for you or Elementor Pro. So you don't have to worry about it. I'm just going to go in here and enable all the ones that I like to use all the time. And then select trust, apply. I've gone back to overview. So if I now go to update everything. Right, so the update is rerun. Let's have a look at what didn't update. So the updating software is not totally perfect. I'll just get that to update now and the same with this one and see what it does. The other issue might be is the person may have filled their storage allowance and that might be why it doesn't allow you to update. All right, so I've updated it and it's worked on that one. So the updating software is not perfect, but it's better than trying to do it manually yourself. After a couple of attempts, they did go green. I'm not really sure why that is, but it seemed to work. Mainwp sends out a daily email so you can see what website needs updating, what it is, and what version you're running, which is really useful. Mainwp also has an extensions library, so if you need more functionality, you can add it. We'll have a quick look. This is a very good one to add, so you can have notifications if a site goes down or a page goes down. You can download that, and it connects to various other services. You can add articles or content to your site. You've got backup options, a whole load in there. So yeah, it's very, very handy. To adjust the uptime monitoring, go to Settings, General Settings, and then we're scrolling down and we're looking for the uptime monitoring. We can enable this, and you can set the interval. Every hour is the default. I'm going to leave mine on that, but that's the way you change it if you need it. Well, that's it, guys. Leave a comment below, smash that like button and hit that subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.